When you finally realize that all your suffering, all your inner noise, all your problems are self created, self fed, and self maintained, you see the grand illusion. You see that you are the actor, the scriptwriter, the critic, and the audience all at once. You suffer because you authored the suffering, not consciously, not deliberately, but you authored it. You created the character who feels wounded. You wrote the story in which he is unfulfilled. You built the stage on which he keeps performing, and then you sit in the audience gasping at your own drama. This is the great cosmic joke. You are the one who creates the fire, you are the one who walks into it, and then you cry that the flames are too hot. The world has not done anything to you. The universe has not singled you out. Life has not placed chains around your ankles. You forged the chains, you tightened them, you polished them, and you call them my life. This is the truth no one wants. Everyone wants a technique to escape the prison. No one wants to hear that they build the prison brick by brick. Your noise is yours, your fear is yours, your desire is yours, your heartbreak is yours, your loneliness is yours, your ambitions are yours, your failures are yours, your identity is yours. You created the actor through thought. You created the observer through thought. You created the judge through thought. You created the wounded hero through thought. You created the entire cast and then you forgot you created them. This forgetfulness is what I call the dream. The seeker is a dream, the sufferer is a dream, the struggler is a dream, the achiever is a dream, the healer is a dream, the observer is a dream. All of them are imaginary chess pieces sliding across an imaginary board. And the one who tries to fix all this, to repair the dream, improve the dream, heal the dream, is the dream's most stubborn character. That is why the ultimate realization is devastatingly simple. There is nothing left to fix because there is no fixer. No one exists to be healed. No one exists to be improved. It was all a story. You say the world has hurt you. You say people have betrayed you. You say circumstances have limited you. But this is not true. The world is innocent. Life is neutral. The universe is indifferent. It is you who authored the suffering. You forged the chains. How? By believing every thought that passed through your mind, by accepting every fear as truth, by adopting every insecurity as identity, by collecting wounds the way a child collects toys, by replaying your losses until they hardened into facts. No one gave you your misery, you built it. You tightened them. How? By clinging to your story, by defending your pain, by nurturing your resentment, by returning to the same mental wound day after day, by refusing to let go of the identity that suffering gives you. A thought appears, you grip it. An emotion arises, you hold it. A memory resurfaces, you cradle it. This is tightening the chains. You polished them. How? By making your suffering meaningful, by romanticizing your wounds, by using your struggles as a badge of honor, by telling yourself you are special because you are broken, by turning your pain into a personality. You shine the very chains that imprison you. You call it my trauma, my past, my truth, my story, my personality, my journey. This is polishing the chains, taking pride in the very structure that limits you. And then you call this cage my life. You mistake the prison for your home. You mistake the walls for destiny. You mistake the chains for heritage. You suffer not because the universe cursed you, but because you cling to the one thing that does not exist, the psychological self. The ego, the story, the identity. This fictional me is the prisoner, and because you believe it exists, you believe the prison exists. Remove the prisoner, and the prison collapses. Remove the self, and the chains evaporate. The world has done nothing to you. Your mind has done everything to you. You are imprisoned by thoughts, not circumstances. You forged the chains by believing the mind's voices. You tightened them by identifying with the story. You polished them by taking pride in your suffering. The prison is psychological. The prisoner is imaginary. Break the illusion of the prisoner and the prison dies instantly. You authored your inner suffering unknowingly. You created the character who suffers and the character who tries to fix the suffering. You wrote the story, acted in it, and sat in the audience reacting to it. The entire drama, the actor, observer, thinker, struggler, is imagined. Trying to fix the dream is just the dream continuing. True freedom is not fixing the character, it is seeing that the character was never real. When the illusion collapses, silence remains, not as an experience, but as the absence of the experiencer. There is nothing left to fix because there is no fixer. All inner noise is self created, self maintained, and self believed. Understand this deeply. The wound is imaginary, it is a thought, a vibration, a sound that you decided to believe. No one gave you that emptiness. You adopted it, fed it, nurtured it. Because the ego needs a story to survive. You think you are chasing success or beauty or approval, but you are only chasing the eraser of your thought. You are trying to outrun an echo, and because it was never real, you can never catch it. Every time you feel resentment, notice they are not standing in front of you, they are ghosts of your own mind. The wound is not real, it has no substance, it has no weight, it has no form. It is a thought wrapped in emotion, wrapped in memory, wrapped in imagination. You mistake intensity for reality. A nightmare can feel intense, but you do not spend your life trying to heal the monster who chased you in your sleep. Yet, you spend decades trying to heal wounds that were never inflicted. Why? Because the ego requires a wound in order to exist. A wound is the ego's oxygen. A story is its blood supply. Without a story of damage, of betrayal, of failure, of loneliness, the ego evaporates. So it creates a wound, then it protects it, then it cherishes it, then it returns to it for identity. The ego does not want to be free, it wants to survive. Freedom is death to the ego. That is why you are loyal to your suffering. You think you are trying to escape it, but you are preserving it. You are polishing your chains, calling it self improvement. This is the truth. You do not want to heal, you want the wound. Because without the wound, there is no you. You say someone hurt you, you say someone betrayed you, you say someone abandoned you. No one is standing in front of you. The person you resent exists only as mental ghost, a phantom, a projection, a shadow made of thought. You argue with shadows, you blame silhouettes, you suffer because you are wrestling with smoke. Your entire emotional life is a conversation with ghosts. You are trying to outrun an echo, and the echo comes from your own voice. The emptiness you feel is not yours, it is inherited thought, a vibration passed down through culture, parents, fear, fantasy, memory, and you mistook it for your essence. But understand, the whole is imaginary, the healer is imaginary, the one who feels incomplete is imaginary. All of it collapses the moment you stop feeding it with belief. The suffering does not need to be solved. It needs to be seen, not examined, seen, not analyzed, seen, not fixed, seen. Because when something imaginary is seen clearly, it disappears the way a mirage collapses the moment you step into it. The wound is a thought, not an event. The emotion comes from believing the thought. The ego survives by maintaining the wound. You do not want freedom, your ego wants continuity. Every resentment is a conversation with a ghost, not a person. You chase success and beauty to erase a thought, not to gain something real. You cannot outrun an echo, the echo comes from you. No one hurt you today, only your memory did. The one who's wounded is also a thought. I will tell you how all of your problems are self created, self hid, and self maintained. A thought appears, that is the birth of the problem. Not the event, not the situation, not the person, a thought. The mind produces a vibration. I am not enough. She hurt me. I am falling behind. I must become someone. I am alone. I need approval. I am failing. This thought is not chosen by you. It simply arises the way clouds form in the sky. But here is the mistake. You believe it. The moment belief enters, the thought becomes a problem. When a thought is believed, problem is born. You identify with the thought. This is how the problem becomes me. Instead of seeing the thought as an event, you fuse with it. The thought says, I am inadequate. You say, yes, that is me. The thought says, they wronged me. You say, yes, I was wounded. The thought becomes your identity. You become the character inside the thought. This is how the problem becomes personal. You replay the thought. This is how the problem is self-held. You keep returning to the thought like a dog revisiting its wound. You replay it in bed. You replay it in the shower. You replay it during conversations. You replay it while working. The thought becomes a loop, a background chant. This repeated attention is fuel. Every replay strengthens the illusion. Every repetition deepens the groove. The problem is now held in place by your own focus. You add emotion to the thought. This is how the problem gains weight. Emotion is glue. Emotion is cement. A thought without emotion dies quickly. A thought with emotion becomes a universe. With emotion, the problem now feels real, even though it never was. Emotion deceives you, it convinces you the thought has substance. This is how the mind tricks you into believing your own hallucination. You resist, fight, or try to solve the problem. This is how the problem is self maintained. The ego says, let me fix myself, let me heal, let me overcome, let me prove them wrong, let me silence the emptiness, let me succeed to erase the wound. But understand the insanity here. The one who's trying to fix the problem is the same one who created it. The ego uses the problem to survive. If the problem disappears, the ego disappears. So it keeps the problem alive by pretending to solve it. It keeps the wound bleeding by pretending to heal it. Every attempt to escape strengthens the cage. This is the great paradox. You protect the problem. This is how it becomes permanent. You become loyal to your suffering, you defend your hurt, you defend your emptiness, you defend your narrative. Without the problem, you feel naked. Without the story, you feel non existent. So the ego clings to the wound the way a child clings to a doll that terrifies him. You do not realize this. The wound gives you identity. The problems gives you a role. The suffering gives you a self. This is why you keep it. Problem appears as a thought. You believe it. You identify with it. You replay it. You inject emotion into it. You fight it, which solidifies it. You protect it because it gives you an identity. This is the full cycle of self created suffering, end to end, beginning to end, illusion to illusion. No one else is involved, no external event is needed. Your entire inner world is a self running fiction. Why this is called the grand illusion? Because you mistake a dream for reality, a thought for truth, a mental movie for your life. Not sometimes, not occasionally, but 24 hours a day. This is the grand illusion because you believe the thinker exists. He does not. The voice in your head is mechanical, reflexive, automatic. It is not you, but you believe it is your voice, your identity, your essence. This is the primary illusion. Believing the mind's voice is believing the dream is real. You believe the thoughts as true. They are not. Thought says, I am empty, I am not enough, they hurt me, I need to become someone, I must fix myself. You swallow each one as if it is divine scripture. But thoughts are smoke, electrical flickers, spontaneous vibrations. They are not facts, they are not reality. Yet you build your entire life around them. You believe the self inside you is real. It is not. The me you protect, defend, improve, polish, announce is a mental construction, a character, a phantom, a role invented by memory and thought. Nothing more. But you live as though this fiction is a living, breathing entity. This is the core illusion. The imagined self is mistaken for the real you. You believe your suffering has an external cause. It does not. No one is hurting you now. No one is attacking you now. No one is rejecting you now. You suffer from your mind's replay of the past, your fantasies of the future, your interpretations of the present. You suffer from ghosts. This is the illusion. You think the ghost is real. You believe you are chasing goals. You are actually chasing the eraser of a thought. Success, beauty, money, approval, love. All of it is an attempt to silence an internal narrative. I am not enough. I must prove myself. I must be chosen. You believe you are chasing the world. You are actually chasing a psychological mirage. You are trying to kill a thought with achievement, which is impossible. This is the illusion. You believe you can fix the dream from inside the dream. You cannot. The fixer is part of the illusion. The healer is part of the illusion. The seeker is part of the illusion. All of these characters belong to the same mental movie. Trying to repair the movie from within the movie only continues the movie. That is why the illusion is grand. It contains even the one who tries to escape it. So, when I say the grand illusion, I'm trying to say you are living inside a psychological hallucination and calling it my life. Not metaphorically, not poetically, literally. Your world is made of thought, memory, interpretation, identity, emotion, story, imagination. And you assume it is all real. This assumption is the illusion. This belief is the prison. This blindness is the suffering. The grand illusion is not that life is unreal. The grand illusion is that your mental world is mistaken for life. Life is simple. Life is immediate. Life is what is in front of you. This moment, this breath, this sensation. But you do not live in life. You live in your mind's interpretation of life. And the tragedy is this: you cannot tell the difference. Life happens once, the mind replays it 1,000 times. The actual event is tiny, the mind created story is infinite. Someone says something, one sentence, 2 seconds, the mind turns it into a lifelong wound. Someone leaves, one departure, one moment. The mind turns it into I am unlovable. A failure occurs, one event. The mind turns it into I am a failure. The replay becomes your reality, not the event. This is mistaking the mental world for life. Life is neutral. The mind adds meaning, weight, drama, tragedy. Life gives you situations. The mind gives you misery. Life gives you a fact. The mind gives you a story. Life gives you a stimulus. The mind gives you interpretation. And you chase, fight, and cry over the interpretation, not the fact. You suffer from meanings you created, not from events that occurred. Life is what is here. The mind is what you imagine. Life is the room you are in. The breath in your chest, your hands resting where they are. The mind is fantasies of the future, ghosts of the past, insecurity, fear, desire, ambition, stories about what others think, stories about what you should become. You live in imagination, not in life. This is the grand illusion. Life changes. Your psychological world repeats itself endlessly. Life flows, life moves, life evolves, but your inner world is a loop. The same thoughts, same fears, same insecurities, same wounds, replaying like a broken record. You assume the loop is life, but it is only memory echoing inside you. This is mistaking the mind for reality. Life is silent, your mind is noisy. Silence is your natural state, noise is your conditioned state. Life operates without commentary, your mind cannot function without commentary. You think the commentary is life, but commentary is just noise, narration, static. You confuse the noise with the world. This is the illusion. Life requires no effort. Maintaining the mental world requires constant effort. Life breathes you. Life moves effortlessly. But your inner psychology, your stories, wounds, ambitions, fears, require tireless maintenance. You hold up your entire mental world the way Atlas holds up the sky. You think this train is living. It is not. It is hallucinating. Life is simple, the mind is complicated. Life is immediate, the mind is imaginary. Life is what is happening, the mind is what you think about what is happening. You suffer the mind, not life. That is the grand illusion. Not that life is unreal, but that the fake life inside your head is taken to be real.